Me, and I'm telling you, I got enough friends. But this young lady here is a brand new addition to my friends, and she's the definition of a true friend. Somebody that you can keep forever. Now you're gonna make me cry looking at you. You know, I never cry. But just to keep it going, I'm gonna bring up the moderator here, Mr. Murray Peak. I'm gonna read what I have, Murray, because if not, I'm gonna just go off the top of my head. He's a man of God with high expectations for people of all nationalities. He serves on the Kahal Jehovah Christian Ministries in Brooklyn, New York, and truly believes in a greater purpose. Murray is well known for saying the sum is greater than the parts. I don't really know what that means, but Mary will come up here and elaborate for us. So without further ado, he's a great friend, a mentor to Brandy and myself. So asking him to be a part of this event was a no-brainer. So everyone, please help me to welcome Mr. Get Your Name on the front of the check and off the back, Mr. Murray Peak.
That's our goal. Get our name on the front of the check and not the back of the check. And, you know, Brandy starting this is called ownership. So today we don't invest in a brand, we invest in a Brandy. So that's what we're doing today. We invest in a Brandy. I know Brandy now for about 3 years, and we kind of go right it back and forth at Macy's. But Brandy's a gem. She's rare. She's not somebody that you can handle any kind of way. And to know her is to love her. So tonight we're not just going to surround her, but we're going to support her. Today is the day that she gets her support. Today is the day she gets the recognition for all the hard work that she put in. She didn't mind walking the green mile and doing the hard work. So the people that come behind her, she's going to smooth out the road before them. So Brandy is like one of a kind. I met her and I said to her, I said, Brandy, there's something about you that's different. Me and her used to have a conversation, but once we started talking, I said, there's something different about her right there. And I recognized immediately that she didn't just have sight, but she had vision. And there's a difference between someone has sight and someone that's a visionary. The Bible says, write the vision and make it plain. She wrote the vision, she made it plain. Her book is a 30-day devotion. It's because she is devoted. Too many times we give in to depression, but we don't attach ourselves to devotion. Today we attach ourselves to devotion because Brandy is devoted, and that's real talk.
Real talk.
So for that, Brandy, we applaud you and we say thank you. Today is a day that we celebrate life. We celebrate something that should be celebrated more often. Black entrepreneurship, black ownership, women in ownership.
All right.
And when all the women in here should be a part of Me Too, because when Brandy write a book, you should say Me Too. When Brandy starts a business, Me Too. When Brandy gets her name on the front of the check, Me Too. When Brandy website goes bananas, mine too. So because of this, we say Me Too because of you, but we say it in a wonderful, glorious light. And it's because of you, that you being a fire starter, that you can blaze the trail for somebody else. It's not enough in this day and age to make footsteps. We got to make footprints. We have to make sure that no matter what wind, what storm comes behind it, somebody always have the blueprint to get to their success. And Brandy is making footprints. She's not making footsteps. So no matter what comes behind her, it's not going to wash away what she has made. She's made an impression in her book, Real Talk, and an expression of what she feels, what's in her heart. It's very good to see somebody that can be naked and not ashamed. Because to write from the heart, you got to be naked and not ashamed. And Brandy said, you know what, I choose to be vulnerable for people who needs her to be vulnerable. And today we say thank you for being vulnerable, because too many of us die with the secret. Too many of us are buried and we're not dead yet. So Brandy said, I'm not going to die with the secret, and she dare not be a part of the richest part of the world, which is the grave. How many people know there's a lot of great ideas that are in the grave? Right. People died with multi-million-dollar businesses. So today we celebrate life of the business. And today I'm happy to say that I'm a part of the baby shower for Brandy. Anybody else happy to be a part of the baby shower for Brandy? Yes. It took Brandy 9 months to complete this book. Any woman in here that had a baby know that it's the 9th month that you give birth. She has given birth, and we're in the 9th month of September on the 9th day. Today she has given birth like never before, and we was there to be her midwife to help her say push and to walk her through it. And today she has birthed that baby And it's not a boy, it's not a girl, but it is a success. And that's real talk. And it's all because of you, Brandy. She's my friend. She's a confidant. She can be the pages of your diary. You can tell her something and she'll take it to the grave with her. And we need more of that. Amen?
Amen.
Give Brandy a hand. Having on white is perfect because it represents purity. She has a pure heart. She has a pure mind. That book is pure. So today we're going to hear something pure. And at this moment here, I want you to stand to your feet as I present the song and introduce the others. Our friend, our mentor, our confidant, our niece, our auntie, our titi, and now our author. Ladies and gentlemen, stand to your feet and give a round of applause to the author of Real Talk, Brandy McAllister. I want Brandy to say some words before she and I get to the questions, and I take questions from the audience. So please, Brandy, express yourself to your people.
First, I want to thank everybody. And I wasn't going to cry because I didn't cry yesterday, so I was hoping I wasn't going to do this thing. But I just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. This has truly been, like most people know that I've told, one of the hardest years of my life. Oh, my toes. Yeah. I got a crush in it's been one of the hardest years of my life, as most of you know. I've been talking about, oh yeah, it's my Jesus year, it's my Jesus year. And LaVasia and another girlfriend of mine, they told me that, when it's your Jesus year, it's a life-changing event. So in my mind, I wasn't thinking this. This was not my plan. My minister spoke a prophetic word over my life, and he said that I would be writing a book. But I actually thought that I would write a book geared towards women, but it would be in 5 years. I didn't know that it would happen in 9 months. And so when I say it's the hardest year of my life, because I felt like God had to separate me, he had to isolate me. He had to take things away from me in order for me to just focus on him. And that was the only way from moving distractions that I would be able to accomplish what I just accomplished. So it was hard because there was a lot of times I didn't understand what was going on. I was confused. So the place where I wrote from a place where I could feel the pain. And the same pain that Jesus felt when he was on the cross, he had to surrender, he had to sacrifice a lot. And I had to sacrifice a lot of things that I wanted, things that I planned for my life to help other people, and I didn't understand why this was happening, but now I understand because God sent so many people to me this year. There was not one person who did not call me, who did not text me, that did not have a problem, who was not in pain, who was not hurting. And God had to inflict me with that pain so I can resonate with them, to give them the wisdom and the knowledge and the encouragement that they needed, and that's how this book came about. And I just got my makeup done right.
And undone.
And undone, and I told you, Murphy, you wasn't going to do this today.
I told you we was. So, let me mess this up a little bit more. It's my pleasure to mess this up. I want to say thank you again for allowing me to be a part of this journey right here. This is a journey that it's needed for everybody. And for you to come up here and again be naked and not ashamed, it is a great, great thing. You could have been so many other places and done so many different things, but God, something turned you around. So I want to ask you, when you first started doing this book, what was your inspiration?
My inspiration was basically just writing devotionals, because I'm always reading devotionals, and one of my favorite devotional websites that I was going is The Praying Woman. So that's kind of how it all started. It was like, oh, okay, and it kind of just turned into that. And actually, a lot of people do not know, but December of last year, my pastor actually asked me to give a Sunday word. So from that Sunday word, it turned itself into like a devotional, it was a testimony. So that's basically my inspiration. It's just like my testimonies that I always give.
You spoke about that you had to separate yourself and isolate yourself, and sometimes from a human perspective, that's tough because we always want to be surrounded by people, and we are very afraid to be alone. What was the hardest part about being alone and being isolated?
I felt like me explaining that to people, a lot of people didn't understand.
And when you found out that they didn't understand, did that bother you? And if it did, what was the pain like when they didn't understand it?
It bothered me because I was still trying to understand it. So when people are asking me things, I don't have an answer to give you for you to understand in that type of way. And I knew that I was getting deeper into my relationship with God, that I would ask God, well, what am I going to say? I don't know what to tell people. So he kind of like over time, he showed me what to say for people to understand once I was able to get a better understanding.
Wherever there is love, you're going to find sacrifice. Do you recognize and do you realize and understand now that the sacrifice was worth it for the love of Christ?
Yes. I think it just hit me actually like a couple of weeks ago.
Good. People that you thought that you may have lost along this journey of being isolated, do you think now that they see what you were doing that you can re-attract them again?
I think so. I think so. And I think now people around me they see now, like, oh, okay, I get why you had to do X, Y, and Z, or this happened to you because you were doing something bigger. And that's what I want to explain to people, like, whatever you're going through, it's always for a bigger purpose. You may be feeling like right now, like, why is this happening? Why aren't my prayers being answered? And then you sit back and realize, like, oh, God was actually trying to do something bigger. He was trying to stretch you. He was trying to grow you. He was trying to take you to your next level.
Yeah, and that's something you said is very important, stretch and grow. You know, when you're wearing a size 6 shoe, the sneakers and shoes are cheaper. But once you grow and you go into a size 10 or 12, it gets more expensive and you can't fit into a 6 anymore. And sometimes we gotta understand we don't fit anymore. And that's something that's really tough when we outgrow people, places, and things. So who's your targeted audience for this devotional book?
Originally my target audience was for millennials. But as most people know, I have a devotional blog. So I actually have older women emailing me back saying, oh my God, you've been such an inspiration. So when I originally started to write the book, that was my target audience at first. But now anybody can relate to it.
And that's a good thing, because one of the things you and I spoke about is even going into prisons. Because devotion is a word that has been eradicated and erased from our vocabulary. And we need to get back to being devoted. Somebody needs to know that it's not just a 30-day devotional, but it's a lifetime. It's not just a moment, but it's a movement. And when you had your moments in your darkest hours, how did you find yourself coming out of it?
While going through it, I did a lot of fasting. There would be days I would just go home. I think I told you I recently just found out about Sarah Jakes Roberts.
Yes.
And I think I found out about her maybe like around February. So if I wasn't at work or I would be at home, like I would just watch all of her YouTube videos. Her husband, Pastor Torrey, I would watch his, or like T.D. Jakes, or sometimes like I would just be home listening to like gospel music to just get myself through it. Or while I'm fasting, LaVasia, I don't know where she is, but she'll probably laugh at me because I'll be at work and I'm journaling at work. And she's like, what you over there doing, writing an essay? Like, why are you using a notebook? But that's what I'm doing. So like while I'm fasting and thoughts will come to me, like I'll be at work and I'll just pull out my notebook and then I just start writing whatever's coming to my mind.
What would you tell the next up-and-coming author, the next Brandy? What would you tell them if they said, you know what, I want to write a book, I want to start my own business, I want to open up a hair salon, a pizza shop? What would you sit up there and tell them?
I would tell them just do it. Like, just step out on faith, just do it. As far as me, like, this week, God has opened up so many, like, you told me, you said, blessings are getting ready to chase you down, and I didn't even have to look for anything. People are coming to me, hey, do you mind being a vendor here? Someone just asked me to be on their podcast. So that's on Wednesday. And it's like, I'm not even looking for it, and it's coming to me. And that's how when it's God and His grace, like things just flow, and it's just so natural, and it just comes become so easy. So I would just say, like, it's hard at first. It's a lot of hard work, but now that I'm finally on the other side, I'm like, it was definitely worth it.
And I'm glad that you're experiencing the other side of pain, because if you didn't get it from within, then we would be without that devotional, and that's something that we can't be without. One of the things I was telling someone is that this book needs to go to prisons. This book people need to wake up and say to themselves, how can I get through this day? And it's for 30 days, so even on a short month of February, when it's only 28 days, you got 2 extra days to read something. But we all need to be devoted and a part of this real talk. This book right here is not just for tonight. It's not just for the moment. This is a birthday gift. This is a Christmas gift. This book needs to be spread around. This book cannot be something that you be selfish with and keep it for yourself, because we know what's in us is coming out of us, and what's in her came out of her, and that's real talk right there. As you was going through the process right there, and you went through the pain, and you said, was there any days that you doubted yourself and said, I can't make it, I'm not going to do it, I'm ready to throw in the towel?
Absolutely. It was more so, I didn't understand the person that I was becoming, right? And it was hard because I'm a person who, like, my faith, like, I will speak anything into existence. And I wasn't able to do it this time. And that's what I struggled with, because I didn't understand why my faith was shaky, why my faith wasn't as strong as it used to be. But then I remembered I asked God to take me to the next level in Him. So the only way He was able to do that was to test me. And my faith has never been tested as much as it has this year. So I feel like now, I feel like a whole new person. I don't know, I just feel different, and I just feel like I was finally able to thank God for it. I wasn't thanking Him in the midst of it, because I wasn't understanding. And like I told some of my friends, this was not what I wanted. As I was writing the book, I was just like, yeah, I'm writing a book. Like, God, it was a prophetic word, like, yeah, I'm just gonna do it. And I was just like, I did it because at first it sounded good, because I was still holding on to what the plans I thought was gonna happen this year. And God was like, chill, that's not what I got for you right now. This book is what is needed. I asked God to continue to use me as a vessel. Now that I'm on the other side, because I asked God to take me to a higher level in Him, He's not gonna keep doing the same thing that He was doing before. So before, it was like having conversations with my friends and family or posting things on Facebook. Now He's like, I'm going to magnify that and make you open to everybody. People that you don't know are going to come to you. And that was the book. So now I'm in a place where I'm like, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. And that's one of the reasons why we can't just be in the ring with her, but we have to be in her corner. Because nobody knows the nights, the sleepless nights that she went through. Nobody knows when she had to cry herself to sleep. Nobody knows when she had to stand alone. And one thing about the number one, it's the loneliest number, because you're by yourself. You know, we can always stand around a bunch of threes, but when you have foresight, you want to move on, and you want to get older, you want to get better, you want to grow. You don't just want to grow in God, you want to grow in yourself, and you want to grow through what you go through. It's no sense in you going through it and you're going to be the same person as what you went in. You want to come out better. And right now you're looking at the other side of pain. And inside of you right now, do you feel free? Do you feel liberated?
Absolutely.
And what's the most liberating part about this right now?
The liberating part is I'm finally okay with who I am. And I had a conversation with my girlfriend, and I was telling her how, like, I felt like people were going to judge me, people would look at me in a certain way because I still like to go out, I still like to party. I didn't want people to look at me like, oh, are you going to be a minister, are you going to be a pastor? That made me very uncomfortable. No, that's not what God called me to do. I'm doing His work the way He's telling me to do my work. And she told me, Brandy, live in your truth. This is your truth. Be who you are. And she told me this months ago, but it didn't finally hit me until like maybe last week. Like, you know what? I don't care what anybody has to think. This is me. You're going to see me turning up, turn up, doing whatever, but you're also going to know that I love God. I still go to church. I could go out on Saturday and still go to church on Sunday. Hello.
And sometimes that's the perception that we give off. People want to say, you know what, the church folks are so perfect. I got to be perfect before I go into that building. And it's a false perception, because no matter where you are, if the place is perfect, it becomes imperfect once we get in there. And we're all perfectly imperfect. So no matter where we go, there's going to be an imperfection there, because we're not perfect people. So until we let down and we sit up there and say to ourselves, I'm going to live out loud. I'm going to